Hi, it's Ross from SDS. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a different video. It's not really a video that I wanted to do. However, we've been having some people attacking SDS for a couple of years now, and more recently in some YouTube videos. And we don't feel we can sit by and let that go on without some sort of response. So we're just going to answer some of the things they brought up in their videos. And hopefully you'll find this informative and not too negative. Okay, a little background information on this video. SDS used to supply another company with our EFI computers and programmers. They rebranded it under a different name, which we'll refer to as Brand X here. And we eventually split in about 2017, and ever since then these guys have been kind of bad-mouthing us any chance they get. Just to illustrate this, here's an online conversation from 2017 between Andrew Findlay, who uses SDS at Reno and is racer, and Mark Patey. And Andrew's just telling everybody that he's very happy with SDS. Then we've got this fellow John Walker, who's closely associated with Brand X. He steps into the conversation and tells everybody that SDS is garbage and flawed and that we'll be out of business soon. So Andy asks him to tell us what's up with that. But John Walker doesn't answer, of course. He changes the subject and goes off on a tangent here. And he also tells Andy here that the engine's going to shut off running on only one ECU. That, of course, is not correct, and Andy tries to set him straight here. And I'd also add that John says he wouldn't fly SDS in his airplane, but at this time he was actually using SDS hardware in his RV-10 and he was flying it, so that doesn't make much sense either. And just to illustrate the fact that the engine will continue to run on only one ECU on the 6-cylinder system, here's an RV-10 doing a test with ECUs. 1, 2, both. Yep, it keeps running. So John doesn't know anything about SDS. So we're going to look at John Walker's claim that SDS is garbage. We're going to have a short montage of some of the parts that SDS makes, and you can judge for yourself. So as we get a little closer to the end of this montage, we'll see if you can pick out the parts that SDS doesn't make here. Oh look, here's the first one. Notice it's not anodized and the scabby machining on it. And here's an automotive throttle body that they adapt to aircraft. And here's the SDS billet throttle bodies, specifically machined for aviation. You see they look a little bit better. And here's a side-by-side look of the two different brands of throttle body, and you can decide which one looks like garbage here. And we're just going to take a look at some of the folks who fly SDS that you might know. This is Dave Anders' very fast RV4. And Dave, of course, is a record holder in the cafe competitions with this aircraft. And this is Kyle Fowler with his Long Easy, and he does a very unique aerobatic routine at Oshkosh and at other air shows around North America. He just recently fitted SDS in 2019, and he's been very happy with it, especially likes how the engine hot starts now. And here he is performing at Oshkosh. Seems to be working pretty well for him here. And next up is Andrew Findlay with his Lancer Race 30. He fitted SDS in 2017 and took first place in the AirVenture Cup that year. He's also had a series of articles written about the aircraft. He's been very successful at Reno, being two-time champion in the gold sport class.
Second lap race speed 4:08. Wow! And then the next lap was 4:09. It'd be safe being lapped at Andrew Finley. Sport gold champion, Andrew Finley.
And just so you don't think we're making this up, here's the official championship results. Yeah, it sounded to me like it was running pretty good there, too. Despite all this, John Walker was back at it again on YouTube this time, 2020, doing some hit videos on SDS, showing people that the ECU didn't work below 7.3 volts. Well, here's a chart showing how much battery reserve you have. And at 11 volts, basically the battery's pretty much completely dead. Since the computer draws very little current, it's probably going to be the last thing running. The fuel pumps and injectors and coils certainly won't be running at 7 volts. He went on to gleefully fry an SDS computer at 22 volts and then saying how bad that is. Of course, anything over 16 volts in an aircraft is considered overvoltage, and you should have automatic overvoltage protection to protect the avionics and ECU. And I might add, we've been in this business for 26 years, built about 10,000 controllers, and we've never fixed one with overvoltage damage yet. And the next video that John did was on wiring harnesses. He was showing an SDS harness, which he claimed was for aircraft. It was not. It was for dyno testing. It was supplied to one of the engine building companies to test the engine. And here's what our harnesses actually look like. They're all TEF cell construction, usually not terminated, so you can get them passed through the firewall more easily. Conversely, here's the Brand X harness supplied from 2013 to 2017. It's one big mass of wires, quite a mess. You can see he's got some tacked on ignition driver boxes here, which we saw some failures in. That was his design. Automotive split loom, which doesn't really belong in aircraft, of course. And a massive grommet, which requires a 1.5-inch hole. One size fits all, which of course it really doesn't. And this wouldn't be any fun to try to get through your firewall, as you can see here. It's just a big mess. And here's the SDS wiring. Each sensor has its own individual cable. We'll build the wiring to any length you want, then you can trim it and fit it so it fits your airplane nicely, and you can get everything through the firewall easily as well. So hopefully this video has countered some of the misinformation, disinformation, and BS put out by Brand X and John Walker over the years. Obviously, you don't win Reno 3 times at over 400 miles an hour with a crappy system. Obviously, people like Kyle Fowler wouldn't be doing inverted aerobatics at Oshkosh with a crappy system. And people like Dave Anders wouldn't choose a crappy system for their aircraft either. So these guys just push out a bunch of sour grapes, BS, misinformation, hoping people will believe them. They don't know very much about this business. They've only been in it a couple years. We've been in it for 26. We delivered 2,000 systems for aviation. They've delivered almost none by comparison. We've got many more examples of these guys trash talking SDS over the years, but I won't bore you with any more of them. You've probably seen enough here. And if you want some more information on this topic, we've got a page on our website called Advantages. You can see the link above. I want to thank you very much for watching and supporting SDS. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.